All right. It's that time of the day, that time of the week for another brand new episode from your dynamic duo. We're missing our trios, the White Rhino. He'll be back soon, very soon. He's since he's a white rhino, he's an endangered species, so we definitely have to make sure he's taken care of and, you know, out of the limelight, because he's one of, I think rhinos are like, what is it? They're extinct, right? Or no, white rhinos are. They're actually almost extinct. They only have a number. They only have a few number of them left, so he's one of them. But anyways, I mean, we got a lot of catch up we need to do. I mean, we're actually, you know, recording me and you again.
Yes,
dude. It's how long has it been since the last one?
It's been at least a few weeks. Well, I was there for the Roxy one.
Yes,
right?
yes, definitely. Shout out Roxy.
Just a few weekends in a row, like with my birthday and
yeah,
just a few things
Thanksgiving, all that.
up.
How was your birthday, by the way? And a happy belated birthday again. We actually give you a shout out on the episode that I did with Eli.
Appreciate that, man.
And give you a shout out. But how was your birthday, man?
It was good, man. It was good. Just spent time with the family, you know, got a little hibachi. Had a couple of my homies come by.
Got pretty twisted?
Yeah, I got a little twisted up.
Yeah.
this little hole in the wall.
Little Heffenweiser.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I stick to the IPAs and, you know, mix in some tequila, you know.
Oh, dude. Oh, man. Mixing tequila and I think I think that night when I went out with my cousin, tequila and wine, dude, that does not end well, bro. I got so hammered that
I think just because I like tequila, I might be destined to be with a Latina.
You know there you go, ladies and gentlemen.
I like Mexican food too. I'm like,
ladies, like again, properly vet, and you get your date with the prize here. So enough said with that.
Hey, you're not. It's not automatic though. You know, there's a process.
Definitely. But yeah, man. So we just got over Thanksgiving as well. Definitely. Hopefully, everybody's watching this or listening to our podcast. Definitely. Hopefully, you had an amazing Thanksgiving. Had a good eating. It was amazing. Was yours good?
Yeah, man. Mom always puts on a show.
Ooh, what did Mom make this year?
Honestly, it's always usually just the classic. The stuffing, the turkey, the ham, the sweet potatoes.
Did she make like is she like a in that bakery scene as well, where she makes some bomb like homemade pies or anything like that?
Nah.
No, I was gonna say, bro, homemade pies.
She's always hitting up Costco.
The pumpkin pies,
the pecan, the pumpkin,
yeah, pecan.
and just anything. I guess a lot of times people like to have that alternate because not everyone likes pie. So.
Yeah. I wasn't a fan of pumpkin pie, but actually, as time progressed, became a fan of it. I actually started loving it with a little bit of whipped cream on it. Whew, man. But every year, it's just crazy that I have to mentally prepare myself for that day. I don't eat. I think the night before, I don't eat maybe a couple hours before I even go to sleep, because I know the next day I go all out, bro. I eat like there's nothing, dude. I only had I only had a banana that Thanksgiving morning, and then I went to my parents for Thanksgiving there, and then my wife's family side, we had dinner there, bro. I was toast by the end of the day, dude.
So you had multiple dinners?
Dude, dessert. Yeah. Oh my god, bro. Everything was amazing. So it was a good one, definitely.
I got one good plate. Called it good.
You only one plate?
That's a veteran move.
Oh, you know? My God. One plate.
Yeah,
Are you
serious? I packed it on there though.
Okay.
It was a multi-layered.
Fair enough. I was gonna say you got to go at least for two. That's it, and plus a dessert. But that's it. I wouldn't go more than that.
I had to drive home. You know?
Dang. Oh yeah, that's right. You went out of town. Oh damn. Okay.
I just went down to my parents, but yeah.
So overall, good. That's good to hear, man. But we're here today, and of course, there's so much to talk about, man. Honestly, but one of the things that comes to mind that we've discussed on a previous episode with just me and you was, and I need to talk to you about this because it was one of those ones where you said yourself, and there's a clip out there. Definitely go check out our clips on YouTube Shorts and Instagram as well, where we upload everything in regards to the podcast. Go check us out. Link in our bio and on Instagram, Beyond Expectation Podcast. So the Fury versus Ngannou fight.
Oh yeah, that was such a long time ago.
Yeah, but still, man, I want to talk to you because I don't think we really touched bases on that. Were you surprised, or were you just like, damn, okay, so this dude can box? Because now they're saying that he actually signed. They're trying to figure out some deals with him to actually fight some other real boxers. So do you think this is Fury really met his match and he should have lost because he won? Ultimately, that was like the result. So what do you think?
I didn't watch the fight, but I did hear that like people that watched it thought that he lost. But I don't know. I think he definitely probably took Ngannou lightly.
Really?
I don't think that he thought he was really going to give him anything other than like maybe a hard punch every now and then.
Yeah.
So I do think that he was probably underestimating him a lot. And if that fight, it kind of go like it did with Deontay Wilder.
Yeah.
Like he knew Deontay Wilder could drop him, and he still got dropped, right?
Yeah.
And then he went back and made the adjustments in the second fight and pretty much dominated the entire.
The man can move though for a man his size. And I think you're right to add on to that. He wasn't really fully prepared. And he even said that he didn't really take training camp so seriously, but it's like, dude, Francis is just a huge dude.
Yeah, I mean,
he's a machine. And he got chin checked. Literally. So it's like, come on, man.
I mean, I think the only person to ever drop him in his career was Wilder.
Wilder,
right?
Yep.
And so that's pretty crazy that an MMA fighter dropped him. I mean, like Mayweather never got close to getting dropped by McGregor.
No.
So it's just kind of wild. I mean, the public thought he had a better chance against Mayweather.
Do you see this in the subject of that, right? Just to stick onto this, do you think in the future we're going to see a lot more of these crossover fights where maybe down the road, even if it's kind of a slippery slope because it's breaking a contract and all that. But would you see a lot more boxers meeting in the middle and fighting these MMA fighters and coming to that middle ground of just pure boxing where a big promotional company or whatever could put that together where they could just make money off it? Because MMA fighters, they don't make as much compared to boxing fighters. Let's just keep it real, right? But do you see that in the future where that would be more consistent of happening? Or is it just one of those things where it's those special events that have to just only take place just because they just hold on to that, like, Francis versus Fury and then Mayweather versus McGregor? But do you see that happening more often?
Not really.
No.
I think it's just going to continue the same
thing.
There's just too many things that have to happen to go to where the fighters can actually fight each other.
Yeah.
Like when McGregor and Mayweather got involved, the UFC was like heavily involved, and they got a large chunk of what
they both got paid.
Exactly. So I don't think a lot of those companies don't really like getting in bed with each other, so it's kind of tough. So, I mean, you don't even really see in MMA, you don't see any cross promotion fighting at all.
Not really, no.
Like none. You don't see, it used to happen back in the day. Pride, UFC sent a bunch of their fighters over to Japan to go fight in Pride.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
right?
Yep.
But that was when UFC was trying to make a name. But they are the name now.
They're huge now, man. To see the evolution, I remember hearing about it when I was younger. Fast forward now, man, I want to say the turnout just when you go see like these pay-per-view fights when you rent them, sold out majority of the time, bro. So it's insane, right?
Ones, yeah.
Dude, have you been to an MMA fight or no?
Yeah, I've been to an MMA fight. I haven't ever been to a UFC fight though.
Okay. Oh, so now the actual. Okay, I see what you're saying.
I've never been to an actual UFC.
They've come here before though, right?
Like once.
But it was only not really big name.
It was a fight night.
Yeah. Okay.
I remember it was like Minotauro Nogueira. There was the Nogueira brothers.
Yeah.
They were, I think, heavyweight and light heavyweight. But anyway, he came and fought back in the day, and I don't even remember who he fought.
Why is it that we don't get stuff like that here? Like even boxing or just MMA?
Good question.
Yeah. Like I was thinking about that. I'm like, I'd be down to go to a boxing fight. I mean, they do hold boxing fights at Emerald Queen Casino in Tacoma, I've heard, but that's about it. Then some of the, I wouldn't say MMA fights, but like not UFC related. See what I'm saying? So I don't know. I mean, I know there's a huge following here from Washington.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I mean, I think that there's fighting it's followed everywhere, right?
Yeah.
And so a lot of times big fights, they want to put them in big cities. They want to put them in Abu Dhabi, New York City.
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
They want to be at Madison Square Garden, right?
Yeah.
In LA, maybe and then Vegas, obviously, right? All the big fights are in Vegas. So
I only say that because the city itself, and we have a hockey team now, football team, MLB. I mean, baseball. I mean, they're talking about bringing a team back to basketball. I mean, I hear that's reignited again where they want to bring a basketball team. Have you heard anything about that lately?
Honestly, I haven't heard anything about it lately, but I just keep hearing,
rumblings
and sports, other players backing it up. But
yeah,
I mean, we've been hearing that since 2 years.
It's a lost cause.
Molly making.
Oh yeah, we definitely have a guest today, hey, Molly. Chill. So definitely that's. She doesn't have a mic though. Well, we were short one mic, but you'll hear in the background.
She'll hop on the mic.
Guarding. Yeah, but definitely. So, brother, I mean, football season, of course. I was here a couple days ago. We were recording this on a Friday, a couple days before, or a day after the Dallas Cowboys versus Seahawks. You want to talk about that real quick? Got dive into that.
Well, crazy stat on that game, right? We'll just go right off the bat.
Yeah.
It's one of 4 games, I believe, ever to where neither team punted the entire game.
And that's something that I didn't realize, and I was thinking about on the way home.
Yeah.
I was like, man, that's crazy. Nobody kicked Nobody, right?
And it was 270 yards of penalties between both teams.
Oh my God, bro! I just me remembering all the flags that were thrown in the moments where Dallas had the ball, and we just kept like, it was insane to me. But nonetheless, I mean, one thing we could definitely agree on is that the Seahawks did a lot better than what we initially thought. At least me personally, I honestly thought Dallas was just going to steamroll over
I'm not
Seattle.
Gonna lie. I drove down and put a bet for them to lose by over 10 points. Like, I mean, I am a Seahawks fan, but that doesn't mean that I can't use my information as, to my advantage, right? I thought that they were going to get like absolutely dominated. Gino came out and balled. Our defense, man.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
Penalty after penalty.
Man, I just
Woolen now at this point. I mean, I love the potential, right? But
yeah,
it's like, you hate to see the regression, in year two, because he was, so he was a pretty dominant player last year.
Yeah. I was on the cusp of thinking that we were going to pull it off and win. And if we were, that would have been sick, but I didn't think this by any means, I don't think this would make me think that we're going to take it all the way. Right. I mean, we're still kind of like, we're barely making it.
Even if we squeak that game out, like, I mean, like I said, I am a Seahawks fan. I love the Seahawks. I'm like pretty heavy since I was like 10 years old. And, yeah, I mean, it's hard to see them competing in the playoffs. That's the, like, even if they make it, if they squeak in, it's great. You love to see it as a fan, but at the same time, you want to see them have a chance, and I don't necessarily know if they do every week.
How many games do we have left?
Well, let's see. Are we 6-6 now? So we have 5 games left. So,
and the next one's Philly, right?
Yeah, and it's on Monday night. God. Monday night next week, not this coming week.
Yeah, that's insane, bro. Yeah. So let's talk expectations on that. Okay, what are your predictions, and if we can go with you and your picks on that one, if you want to dive into it.
Well, that game also, since it's at home.
Oh, it's at home.
It's at.
Oh, okay.
I believe it's in Seattle.
Okay.
And I actually think that if we play like we did last week, but that's the issue with the Seahawks. They're so up and down, right? If our offense comes out and plays that way, we can compete.
Okay.
Not necessarily thinking we're going to win, but I also would be interested to see what the spread is and all that kind of stuff, which hasn't been dropped yet because this week isn't over.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to make a prediction right now, but you would have to say the Eagles are probably going to win.
Yeah.
But I think that we're going to play them tough.
10-1, dude.
I think we're going to play them tough though, like tougher than people expected, just kind of like we did the Cowboys.
It's a given, man. It's at home. I would think that the defense will be hyped up, to make a statement.
Kind of falling apart, like on paper. Things are falling apart right now, right? Because if you lose this next game, then we're going and we're playing San Francisco.
Oh, and it's at our home or their home?
It's there.
So, you already know what happened on Thanksgiving Day. I was pretty embarrassed. Like, damn, that's crazy. They did what we did to them. Yeah. That Thanksgiving, yeah.
No, that game they at least played well.
Yeah,
we won. But I mean, we got dominated. I think we lost 38-7, didn't we?
I think that sounds right.
I don't even know if we scored. Honestly, I quit watching the first quarter. Too painful.
Yeah, man. I didn't catch that game, but yeah, man. It was no bueno, right? But this one, I mean, I was impressed, right, with the Cowboys. I did initially think at first going into this that we were gonna get blown out. Like it was gonna be. We would at least score one touchdown, and that was that. But man, it was pretty good up until the point maybe like towards like halftime where things just started crumbling. And after that, and it was crazy because you were calling everything like, "Watch, this is gonna happen. Watch, this is gonna happen." And you called like everything, like, bro, like this is happening. Especially that moment where we had the ball last and we went on 4th and down, and you're like, "Watch, he's gonna screw up right here," and he just chucks it up in the air. Nothing where was he throwing it at, man?
I don't even know. And then there was that last play on 4th down, and you were like, "Oh, do you like this?" And I was like, "Not if they're running it." And then literally they ran it. They ran it because the only reason why I said that is because I'm not exactly the most trained eye when it comes to football. I've watched a lot of it like from a fan's perspective, but I haven't done a lot of playing of it.
Yeah.
And so, but just me, like a common fan, I'm sitting here watching and I'm like, well, it looks like they're running it right there. And sure enough, they leave Parsons unblocked, their best defensive player by design, and try to run this weak little run play, and everyone and their mom knows where it's going.
Yeah, so, man. That receiver from the Cowboys, man, was doing work that game. What was
it was just Woolen getting toasted 1v1. I mean, little 9-12 yard throws all the way up the field. You know, CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah,
he was
doing really good, man.
Twisting him up like a pretzel.
Man, Metcalf's a beast on that.
Yeah, he
bro.
is. He was looking nice.
Man, dude, he was doing work
when he's not worried about like throwing up sign language, talking shit to people. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, he like learned sign language just so he could talk trash to other players.
He needs to learn Morse code. He needs to learn Morse.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. I mean, God, can you imagine if he got that complex?
Yeah.
Everything else.
Yeah, man.
If he keeps that performance up from last week, man, he's gonna be one of the best.
Yeah, I think so too.
So week to week, it depends. You
know, we have him under a rookie contract, correct? We don't.
No.
How much?
We re-signed him.
Oh, we did.
Off season, I think it was like I want to say it was like 4-year, over $80 million.
Damn. I think it's worth it though.
I don't know for sure. It's one of I know he's making about $20 million a year.
Definitely worth it though, in my opinion. Definitely. Yeah. No.
Sometimes.
Yeah, right.
Like last week, he was worth it.
Yeah, he was.
Like, it's not, to me, like, I hate it when someone feels like they're bigger than the team. Okay. I don't necessarily think that he, like, feels that.
Yeah.
But there's moments where, like, others might think that, right? Like
yeah.
When he's body slamming people to the ground on the backside of the play when he's not even involved. And, you know.
Who was homeboy flexing on quarterback from Dallas? I forget his name.
Oh,
Dak? Who was on our team was flexing on him, and then he was flexing on him back.
I didn't.
But he ran it in. Remember, we ran it in, and he started just us talking smack to one of our players.
I don't know. It might have been Adams or something like that.
I'm like, bro.
And Adams, he got worked on that last play. Do you remember? He was like, he like threw his hands up in the air. He was like 8 yards away from the guy.
Oh,
like,
man. There's so many moments where I'm like, what are we doing, man? Straight up. And you know me, it's just things where, man, you would think that we have it down, especially with the flag issue, man. That really came back and haunted us, man. If it weren't for that, I feel like it would have been a neck-to-neck game at that point.
I mean, yeah, it was neck and neck either way, but yeah, we probably would have won if it wasn't for a couple of those
plays. Man, so, dude, that gets me. That of anything else,
and like Terry was saying,
yeah.
He was saying if a couple of those flags weren't thrown, I mean, we might. Basically, he was saying if a couple of those flags wouldn't have been thrown in Seattle, we probably would have won the game.
Okay.
So
I think that's one of the things that they were lighting us up about. There were so many flags in that game that were just like ridiculous, like one after the other. And I mean, I don't know, dude. I mean, it's pretty much official to say the season's done for us, right?
Not quite.
Not quite. We still have a chance.
I mean, if they can manage to steal one of these next couple games, which. Not very likely, but they could steal one of these games. And then if you run off a couple of them, I mean, you can sneak in with 9 or 10 wins possibly to the playoffs.
There's still a chance.
There's still a chance.
Okay. So let's go into your picks then, Matt, since you've been heavy on these parlays and you've been heavily involved. And definitely we're going to have to do something with that, man. If people want to see that, or they want to get some insight on what you think is going to happen in these next few games and what you do, your strategy, I guess you can say, because there's a lot of the time, I mean, you've won. I mean, share some of the bets that
you definitely don't always win.
No, but there's some moments or there's some times where you've won. You came out big. I'm like, whoa, that's crazy, man.
Yeah. You know, you have your moments. You know, the first couple of weeks I was hitting pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, you were telling me like every time you went, like, holy moly.
I'm sure everybody could feel this. There's always one too many legs on my parlay. I always hit a bunch of them, and then I don't. You know, and then I. So we just heard Georgia just lost.
Okay.
So Georgia.
We got to talk about
number one team in the nation. Alabama just beat them in the SEC championship. So that means Georgia is going to drop possibly, out of the top 4. And UW should slide up.
Okay. So hold that thought though. Let's talk about that. I want to talk about that game, and then we go to the parlays. Let's go to parlays. Definitely, I want to talk about that.
Yeah, well, and we're just gonna go with a few picks too.
For sure.
We're not gonna do anything crazy on the parlays.
Yeah, we're not gonna get too wild, people. So calm your jets.
Unless they ask for it.
Okay, let's say
if they want it. We can start doing parlay sessions.
Yeah, exactly. So you got to hit those likes up.
A few money lines and spreads today. All right.
So what are they?
What was that?
The parlays.
Oh, you want me to? Oh, okay. Yeah, so a few good matchups this week that you can use in your favor. So you got San Francisco against Philly.
Okay. All right. I want to hear this.
Personally, I think Philly is going to easily win the game.
Okay.
San Francisco's a good team, but they have people don't forget, like 3 weeks ago they were having issues.
Okay.
They're losing games. Like the Seahawks actually were number one. And
then we started.
So I honestly think at home, Philly, really tough place to play.
Yeah.
And then
their fans are ruthless.
I like a couple things here. So Philly money line is plus 135.
Okay.
So you bet 100, you get like 113 back plus your bet.
Okay.
So or you bet 1,000, you get 1,135, I think, whatever. Okay. So
Philly. Okay.
So
Philly
slam Philly on that, and then you got a -3 line. So you definitely want to take the points on Philly's side. So either the points or the money line, but I think you take advantage of the plus 135 because it's going to be really rare to see the Eagles as an underdog ever.
Yeah, yeah.
So take the Eagles there. And then I have an upset, a possible upset here too. So you have Denver. I believe they've won 6 games in a row.
Yeah.
So they've won 6 games in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Their team's finally starting to click, right? Like, whatever. Like, I'm not even really, I'm happy to see kind of Russell turning around, to be honest with you. Like, I was kind of starting to get a little sad for him there.
Yeah.
So
I'm just a little sour how he left. That's all it is, people.
Yeah, yeah.
That is. I'll be, all good, best of luck to him.
There's definitely a reason why the Texans are the favorite in this game,
Mm-hmm.
but I do think that there's a really good chance that Denver might win this game because they are playing well right now. Everything's clicking. So if you want to put that plus 135 Denver, you can either add that to a little a parlay with Philadelphia. You could take the money line, or honestly, same thing with the spread. Houston's a 3-point favorite, but I honestly think Denver has a chance at winning. So you could take either the points, but I would advise taking the money line.
Okay.
And then also we got -9.5 Miami at Washington.
Okay.
I actually like Washington on this one to cover, not to win, but to cover.
Fair enough.
So we'll put those 3 together on a parlay, and I believe it's around 10 or 12 to 1.
Okay.
So whatever you throw up there, you throw up 1,000, might be 12,000 if you hit it. I recommend playing those type of picks just single.
Okay.
Throw more money at it. Throw $100 at it if you got it. $200 at it.
Yeah.
Each one of them. You have a nice little weekend. You make yourself about $500-600.
Not bad. All just from kicking back, watching the game, just putting those bets in before the game start.
Right.
You're set, man.
Just remember, every leg you add to a parlay, it's going to make it that much more. Even if it looks, this could happen. Like, I mean, I literally just put one together for fun, right?
Yeah,
on
yeah.
DraftKings, and it's 8,500 or is it 850 to 1. So $10, it pays 8,500.
Yeah.
I got like some boost thing on it.
Okay.
It's like 100%. It's like a DraftKings thing. And if you really look at it, it's 12 legs, right? And it looks like all of them could hit. Like, it looks like a stat line of a game, right? I even guessed like a couple point ranges and all that kind of stuff, right? And realistically, like, that's never going to hit. Like, it just is the way that it goes.
Yeah.
So I recommend, me personally, when I win, I'm keeping it between 3 and 5 legs. Like, no higher. Honestly, I would even say 3 to 4. 5 is it's just, it doesn't matter how much of a lock it is. Even on these teaser parlays, when you put 6 on there, it's only bound for one thing to happen that wasn't supposed to happen that day.
Okay.
And there's a term, any given Sunday.
Any given Sunday. Okay.
And there's like in the NFL, really, the worst team in the NFL could beat the best team. It's just crazy. And the NBA it doesn't happen that often.
I mean, we've witnessed some moments, bro. I mean, we can't doubt it, right? I mean, it can happen. Anything can happen. But you actually brought up something interesting that you were saying that the NFL was trying to implement live betting during their games, right? Or something like that.
Oh, they already have that.
Oh, they already have that.
Yeah.
But is it not legal here in the Washington State, right?
Unless you're on the Indian reservation grounds.
Oh,
you can't make
okay.
bets, but you can, yeah.
I'm not a betting man, so that's why I'm asking these questions. For anybody else that's curious too.
But like down in like Oregon, you can just do it while you're watching from your house.
That's crazy.
But it's just the gambling laws in Washington. They're so tied to the Indian reservations. That's why the only thing you'll see off of an Indian reservation is like a card room. You'll see like the place down the road, like Silver Dollar Casino.
Yeah.
Like that place you can go play blackjack, you can play Pai Gow, but there's no slots, there's no sports book, nothing like that.
Interesting.
You can play
Okay.
poker and stuff like that.
So select areas you're able to live bet then and there, right?
Yep, only on Indian reservations. So if you go down to like Muckleshoot Casino or like Emerald Queen or something, All those places that are Indian reservation casinos that have like slot machines and stuff.
Okay.
Those are the places with roulette and all that.
Makes sense.
So, yeah.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah, because like I said, I'm not really much of a betting man. I feel like dabbling sometimes. Like it's like there's sometimes where I do want to. I get that itch, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But then I'm afraid I'm the type of person where if I do it and let's say it's like beginner's luck and I get sucked in, then it becomes a habit.
The worst that could happen, you could lose your winnings.
Right. Yeah. True. Okay. Yeah. But college football. Okay. So yesterday, right? Recording this on a Friday. Yesterday, Oregon Ducks versus UW Huskies.
We're recording on a Saturday.
On a Saturday. Oh yeah, we're recording on Saturday. My apologies.
The game was on Friday.
Yes, game was on Friday. Recording on Saturday. Sorry, my apologies. No, I'm winded. Anyway. So walk us through that game, because we talked about that before when we were watching the Seahawks game.
Yeah.
I just said Oregon Ducks is going to have our name that day because the last game I feel like we won out of luck. That's just how I see it. But you said that. Well, initially, just walk us through with kind of how it went down.
Okay. Well, I mean, I honestly anticipated Oregon to win the game, like just because Oregon's been playing better. Yeah. Like UW's talented. There's a reason why they're 12-0 and why we beat Oregon last time.
That's crazy. Yeah.
But going into that game, it's all about momentum in football typically. So I didn't really like the way they were playing. But anyway, first quarter, I believe they jumped out to a big lead. First half, they were up like 17-0.
Yeah.
I believe at one point. It looked like they were about to run away with it. And then Oregon just kind of kept on chipping away at it. They kept on staying even.
Yeah.
And then finally in the beginning of the fourth quarter, Oregon had finally caught up and scored a touchdown to take the lead. So Huskies came out, first possession of the fourth quarter. They drove down the field, scored another touchdown, took the lead by 3. UW got the ball back again eventually, scored another touchdown, went up 10 points. Oregon went immediately down within a minute with 4 minutes left, scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
They ended up holding them off, winning by 3.
I didn't watch any replay of the game, so that's why I wanted to talk to you about this when we recorded this. But it just seemed to me from like at the final result, don't remember the exact score, but it was by 1 point we won, right?
Yeah. No, it was by 3.
3 points. Okay. For some reason I thought it was 1 point.
Oh, Molly.
No, it's okay. Don't worry. It's she's talking right now. She wants
to input her game,
right.
She was mad I left her at home.
It's okay. No, but it's yeah, man. It's so where do we go from here? What does this pretty much say about UW right now?
I mean, they should be in the college football playoff, but it's very interesting because to me, they always, the football playoff, they always love to have SEC teams in it, like Alabama and Georgia. Well, since Georgia just lost, you can argue that Alabama and Georgia are going to be in now.
Okay.
So now with that being said, UW, what's going to happen with them?
Yeah.
They just won the Pac-12. They're number 3. Are they going to get pushed out now?
Okay,
That's
see what you're saying.
Question. I don't think it happens. I don't think it does.
Okay.
I think they might fall out to 4.
Okay.
Personally, I really do think that's what's going to happen. I think they might. Honestly, they should. Me personally, after that performance and after winning again against Oregon, they should slide up to 2, in my opinion.
Okay.
But you never know. I think Alabama might. My bad. Alabama might slide in at 4. I think Alabama slides in at 4, and then Georgia, or vice versa. Alabama slides in at 3, Georgia slides in at 4, UW slides in at 2.
Okay.
Right, and then really the last battle would be, I think it would probably be Michigan. Michigan would be in there.
They're number 1 right now, or who's number 1?
I think Michigan is number 2.
Okay. Dang. So it's
not sure off the top of my head who the number 1 team is right now, actually.
Yeah, because it's very college football is a little bit more okay. Yeah, so college football is a little bit more tricky for me to follow because I mean, like the NFL is pretty much basic AFC, and then you got the NFC, right? That's it. And then the last ones of the 2 stand, they play in the Super Bowl. With college football, it's just more different. I don't know how would you say, just different, more.
There's just so many different levels of competition, right?
Okay.
Different regions. And it's crazy, man. There's hundreds and hundreds of different football teams, and so in Division 1.
So since we're undefeated record, we're 12-0, correct?
Yeah.
So what are we waiting for now, or what do we go to next?
We're 13-0.
13-0, okay.
So we went 12-0 into the game last night, and then Oregon was 11-1. So we won. We're 13-0. Now we're basically just waiting to see who we're going to play.
Okay. And who are the teams that we're waiting to play?
Michigan we could play, and it's really, I think Michigan is going to slide up to 1 because Georgia lost.
Okay.
So I personally think it's going to be Michigan, UW, and then it's going to be Alabama, and then it's going to be Georgia.
Okay.
So that means that we would play Alabama.
Okay.
In the first round, and then if we beat Alabama, we would play for the national championship.
Ooh,
we would play the winner. It would be, which, like I said, it could be completely different, but it would be Michigan versus Georgia.
Okay.
The winner of Michigan versus Georgia.
And that's what
my prediction is.
Have you ever won the championship on our end? Have you ever won it? No?
We've won a national championship back in the day.
Okay.
Yeah, we used to be, dude. UW used to be the program.
Oh, really?
We were like Alabama.
No shot.
Yeah, back in the
How many
day.
years? Like how many years ago?
It was a while ago, man. I wasn't even
80s?
born. I wasn't even born. I'm gonna have to look
Like early 80s?
Yeah.
I'm assuming like early 80s.
I honestly, I don't want.
When dudes were looking like they were like 35 when they're really like what? Like 19, 20, bro. It's insane, dog. Isn't that crazy to you? Some of these players like NBA and NFL, these dudes used to be like 23, 24. They look like 30 years old, bro.
Yeah, right.
Insane. I don't know what they were putting in the milk back then, but it was crazy compared to now, bro. But okay, so you're saying UW was the elite team back in the day, huh?
Exactly, they were, and like I said, I honestly don't even know enough about it. Might be a good thing to just cut out.
Okay.
But to be honest, yeah, because I'm like looking for information on it.
No worries. I mean, hey, we're professionals over here on this podcast.
Well,
so,
UW is like, I mean, I've never been a big college fan.
Yeah,
so I kind of, I've gotten a little bit of knowledge on it, but I don't really follow it like before I was 10 years old.
Okay. Fair enough. I mean, there's a lot of people that just truly follow college football. Like, that's it, right?
And if you're a true fan, like, let's be real, you learn all the history and all that stuff. Just like I love the Seahawks and I know all that stuff about, right? Same with the Sonics and the Mariners. Like, I know all that stuff, but just for whatever reason, I don't know a ton about UW football.
Yeah.
And I think partly the reason why is because really the last time that they were good, other than when they just had Jake Browning back in like when they first made the college football playoff and then they lost.
Yeah.
Before that, the last time they were good, it was like the Mariners. It was like when I was 11 years old. So I didn't really, care enough.
Yeah,
It was back when like Rick Neuheisel, which a lot of people will know who that is. He was the coach. That was really the last time I remember them being good. And so yeah. And that's same with the Mariners. I've kind of like my interest is rekindled now a little bit because we at least have a competitive team on the field.
Man, dude,
yeah,
we haven't won
110 games every year.
We haven't won a World Series, huh? Mariners haven't.
No, we're one of the
only teams. We
haven't even been.
Oh,
we're like dude. We are literally the Cleveland Browns of professional.
Cleveland Browns haven't won a Super Bowl either, right?
No, they won an NFL championship. They won an NFL championship, but they've never won a Super Bowl.
Damn, man.
So that was before the merger of the AFL and the NFL.
We're overdue, bro. We're overdue, man. We need at least before our time is done here on this Mother Earth. We need to see the Mariners win a World Series, man.
Yeah, we might be on our deathbeds.
Rocking our Mariners jersey, dude. Even though I never followed up until then. It's like fuck it,
like Uncle Joe at the beginning and Willy Wonka laying in a bed.
Man, dude.
Feet to feet.
Oh man, yeah, we need to win.
Just ripping up Warzone, slide canceling.
Oh, bro, that'll definitely be me, man. That'll definitely be me. Broke his armor. Oh, we were talking about that, bro. So like a couple. I would say like 2 episodes ago, right? I was talking to my boy Eli. Shout out Eli. We were talking about how this game just felt like an add-on to Modern Warfare 2. And as we're recording this on the Saturday, the following week, the new Warzone comes out, right? You haven't bought the new one, have you yet? No.
I'm not going to be.
No, so you stopped buying
Well, I bought it last year, but the year before that, I didn't buy it. And I just got sucked into we need to level the guns up. But it's like, dude, I'm not a professional.
Okay.
I don't need to level the guns up. I'm not streaming. I don't it doesn't.
You just pick up the controller and just go as.
Hey, man.
Let Mother Earth take you.
Well, dude, it's funny because the last game, this last Warzone, was it Warzone 2?
Yeah.
Warzone 2, I literally did not try at all to get any of the attachments.
Yeah.
I just used the guns that I liked and set them up the way I liked them.
You just stuck with them.
And then just the other day I checked and I had gold guns. I didn't even try, dude.
Really?
Like, yeah, seriously, like the Vel and the Latchman 5.56. I just noticed that I had gold. I didn't even try.
Oh, what's this?
Yeah, so I mean that's kind of like how I rock with it. It's like I just find something I'm comfortable with, and
I respect it. Yeah,
get comfortable with the movements. And,
everybody has their own ways to approach it, right? I mean, like I like to at least get used to it, used to the format of this new game, right? Because as I've already told you, it's going to be way different, more fast paced.
Is in the preparation.
Yes,
Russell Wilson. Gotta start doing jumping jacks on the plane, dude.
Right, dude. running fast. Just take a controller with you everywhere you go. Just start freaking hitting buttons randomly.
Yeah, you with no battery pack in it, and you're just sitting there staring at your computer at work.
Oh man, somebody's gonna be like, man, something's wrong with this person, right?
So practicing the back paddles and everything.
Headset on, but nothing's connected, right?
Exactly.
No, but
you can just find an audio loop on YouTube of just like Call of Duty,
right? People giving comms, random comms, dude. Oh man, but no. So the question was, or just my at that time, right? This is obviously a couple of weeks, almost a month before we recorded this, or before we recorded this, right? So it just felt like the game was just an add-on, like it wasn't an actual new game. But the more I played it, it's not bad, man. Actually, I think when you try it out, because you're gonna get on when Warzone drops, right? Right. It's gonna be it's everything what we've hoped for, bro. And everybody's excited. Everybody's all freaking just praising this game, right? But it's crazy to think that it took them almost a whole year for them to get this right, bro. After all that, now all of a sudden everybody's happy. But before then they were bashing Infinity Ward, which released the last one, and now everybody's happy. But somebody said it best. Call of Duty was at its peak before everybody complained about it. Like when we connected on playing Blackout when that came out.
Right.
The funnest times.
Oh, for sure.
The funnest times, bro. And that's when everybody, like, I don't remember, but nobody complained.
Yeah,
nobody complained. Nobody said, oh, this is the new meta, blah, 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 blah. Dude, we had the funnest time.
Just whatever you picked up, that was what you ran with.
But see, that format was cool.
Because loadouts.
No. Yeah. See, so there's like a lot of elements where you think like, damn, they could implement that and put in this new one and make it as good. But now they're saying there's a new Blackout coming out next year. And there's rumors saying that it's going to go back to Blackout. Dude, it's time to revisit old memories.
Ping. Little repair armor.
River just keep popping them like Skittles, dude.
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
But yes, it's just crazy. It's really interesting to see how much the people, or how much these like companies in general, just give like the middle finger to people that put money in their pockets to even like put them in this position to be like the #1 FPS shooter, as from what I think it is, right? Still, I don't know. Yeah. Fortnite, Apex and all that, but it's just, damn, dude, there's so much they're making crazy money.
Yeah.
And do you think like they're not going to give a fuck like what these guys like, what we at least want changed? We're not saying like, hey, we want everything in our demand and then, change it to how we want it, but at least tweak things up a little bit. But they just say, fuck you guys.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny because all the things that everyone's excited about that they're bringing back, it's all old things. And it's all the stuff that everybody wanted.
Right.
Now they're like finally bringing it back. So
isn't that kind of funny though? Like think like everything that we had and enjoyed and it's coming back.
I think personally everyone should just shut up and play. Like I don't even really care anyway. The last game, it wasn't that bad. Like it was it slowed down significantly, but it's a different game.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is. Okay. Now they know we don't like it. Well, they're doing something about it.
In
my opinion, that's just the way it rolls. Like they tried something, it didn't work. Oh well.
Yeah.
I know that's not the popular opinion, but
no, man. That's kind of how I look at it at the end of the day, right? If I don't like it, I'll complain about it, but I'm still play it, make fun while playing the game,
and if it's
have fun while playing.
Like at the end of the day, we're still playing it, right? Like even if we complain, like it's still good enough to play.
Yeah.
Like because otherwise we wouldn't play it at all. Like if it really sucked ass, like everyone says, but then they're all over there jamming, like playing all day long, making a living, streaming off of it, and they're saying how
never
much
leaving the room.
Sucks, but then they're like
they're making money off of it,
multi-millionaire because of it. I hate this fucking game.
I hate it, but I'm still making thousands of dollars every month.
The word Call of Duty would get me hard if I was a millionaire. I would just like instantly just ding, like hey.
Time to go.
Yeah, I'd be like, dude, if I was making millions, dude, you'd catch me in that like let's say you got in a car accident or something, I'd be wheeling in like a cart with like a TV
attached to it,
playing Ruckus Armor.
On the bed,
streaming here with Mag Pack. He's in a body cast.
I'm like, I can only move my thumbs like
hey,
this.
dude, do the execution. Hold it up.
Dude, there's crazy people that play with it. What'd you say one time? Like, dude, what are you playing with your tongue over there?
Oh, yeah. See somebody just bouncing around, shooting in circles.
There's some people that play with their mouths, bro.
Oh,
I've seen it, dude, and they're not bad.
That's cool. I mean,
that's
really
insane.
Cool. I'm just never gonna use their controller.
Yeah, right.
So you hand it to it, it's all slimy like a dog toy afterwards.
Let me wipe it off real quick.
Dude. Like a
bully, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, this world has so many cool things, man. It's crazy. But so something I actually wanted to talk to you about. I know we're going everywhere on this episode, but you were, I would say, a victim. Oh, it's okay, Molly.
Should we let her out?
You're if you want to, we can talk plus. You're good. Okay. You were a victim of artificial intelligence trying to silence you on the Xbox party chat.
Oh yeah,
dude. So, did you even know they were doing that?
Well, it wasn't on Xbox party chat.
It wasn't?
No, it was on game chat.
Oh, it was on game chat.
Yeah,
okay, so that makes that fits.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, did you know that they were
within the first 3 seconds? I said fuck, and I got banned. Literally,
really?
Instantly. Like the thing popped up and it said, because it was like my 4th warning. It's hard not to say fuck when you're playing Call of Duty.
Yeah. I mean, dude, it's back in the days. It was on no holds bar. You say anything.
Maybe even a homophobic slur might say.
Yeah.
Fucking,
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not proud of it,
Yeah.
But I mean.
But you mean no harm. You mean no harm, right? Yeah.
No harm.
Yeah.
I mean, what if they don't have their kill cam on?
Right.
Or what if they don't have game chat?
Oh, this is America.
I just automatically, God, I can't even say anything anymore.
Right. But how? So were you surprised when that happened? Because I mean, like, again, you didn't know, right? Like that was initiated in the game. That it's actually artificial intelligence picking those words.
Well, like the 4th time I got it, I knew.
Yeah.
Like when it popped up, I'm like, God damn it, I forgot, but I knew that it was a possibility.
Yeah.
But the first time it popped up, it didn't happen until like 24 hours later.
Oh, really?
So like when I did it, it was like, it didn't show me any type of warning when I was on the game the whole time. But then I went to go log in the next day, and that's when I saw the notification that said that I got suspended, or I got a warning initially. And then the second one, I got a 3-day warning.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third one, I got 2 weeks.
Dude.
14 days. And then the 4th one, I got 30 days.
That's insane. And I've read an article about this.
Just from saying fuck. That's
dude, but it's kind of crazy to think, though, that it's gone to this point where if a word slips out, right, and I'm sure there's thousands or even millions of people that are probably, saying the same things, and to think that, like, so what's the initial end game here where they're just going to literally ban you for life, like from the chat rooms?
I guess.
I mean, there's alternatives, right? Where you got Discord, you got the Xbox party chats that you're an Xbox playing, right? But I mean, I did hear that they're doing it on the Xbox party chat as well. I swear I read that. And even, I don't want to say Discord's being touched, but it wouldn't surprise me down the road that they do that.
Make any sense? It's a private chat. That's like a phone call.
That's what I'm saying, though. But that's the thing where it gets your kind of wheel spinning. You know what I'm saying? So what are we gonna do? We're gonna call each other on our phones and put our mics in.
Oh my God, dude! They're gonna start banning us on the phone and stuff. Oh, bro. Can't say certain words on the phone.
Hey man, I mean, it's slowly being trickled in, bro. I mean, think about it, right? It's
like that.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. That's AI for you, though, bro. That's the future. I mean, that's what they're trying to do, man. I mean, every little thing like that. I mean, dude, there's just the subject of AI is just, it's almost kind of, where we didn't think it would be at this point, but we almost had an idea that they were slowly trying to trickle this in to society where, we're going to slowly small step this. And before you know it, it's just we're going to unleash it on everything that we know. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
it's already there.
Yeah. It is, man. I mean, but somebody made a good point on a podcast I was listening to that were saying that it's almost like they don't want to use AI, but they want to use humans for lowest pay and pay them the least minimum, but they want to use AI to make more money for them, but screw us over. So it's like man working for machine instead of machine working for man. I was like, holy moly, brother. I never looked the other way out. When I kind of took time to think about that, I'm like, dude, this is insane to think that it's headed this way, or it's already there, right? I mean, Elon Musk talking about the Neuralink already being close to human, human testing, having that chip in your brain, being able to do whatever you want with your mind. It's like, dude, what is, like I said, what is the end game here? And the theories are like they want to combine humans and technology all into one, where we're going to be like half humanoid and half technological, whatever. It's crazy to me to think that's like what we want. But then again, it's like, what's the difference between us saying that we have this right here at all times?
Right.
Like, what's the longest have you gone on with your phone?
Without my phone?
Without your phone?
Day or two.
But do you think you could see yourself for a week?
I could.
You could? Month? Your eye starts twitching.
I mean, it depends. It depends on if I have like, if I'm in a situation where I'm like, I have like interaction with people and stuff like that, you know, like if I'm by myself, like on an island.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I'm saying about like right now, the way it's set right now, like you're doing your normal
like, do I
thing.
get a house line?
No, like, okay, just a regular flip phone.
A flip phone?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'd be fine with a flip phone.
There's people that are actually going back to that.
I could slam out some pretty quick text with a
T9. I never understood that T9 until I saw people do it. I'm like, well, show me how to do it. I just do just the one letter at a time, dude. Just thinking about that, and you want to write like a freaking like just one sentence will take you like 10 minutes, bro.
It's crazy. Yeah, you sit there and write like a whole paragraph, and it's 14 minutes.
Oh my God, man. Now it's just so easy where you can talk to the stupid thing. Bro, I've seen a video of somebody legit putting their phone, busting out a keyboard, Bluetoothing it to this, and they're typing just like full-blown paragraphs to just each other.
Wow.
I'm like, is it that
you're
point?
talking about like on the Apple Book, how they can do that?
No, on this.
Oh.
On this.
Oh, crazy.
You can actually get a keyboard that'll go to your and just start typing away.
Why would you even do that? That doesn't make any sense.
I mean, hey Brad, what's up? Just call you. Why not just call you?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It's like, dude,
yeah, but
I don't know what's going on with people nowadays, man. It's just everything's just I don't know.
The MacBook ties in like your texts and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So like if you don't have your phone by you and someone texts you, you can answer back on your computer if you have your.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. That I know that. What do you think about their new VR headset that they're coming out with?
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it?
No. I don't really mess with VR at all. I think it's kind of weird.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, so
it's kind of not practical. You have to have like a big area to use it. I feel like.
Well, this one,
otherwise you'd be like swinging, ripping the TV off the wall, knock it out.
Just swinging everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, this one, it's crazy though, bro. So check this. It's a VR headset that's pretty much an iPhone in a head unit, and you can actually touch the screen and move the screen, and you have like what is it? A projectile keyboard there. So people they're moving away from actual like computer systems to where everything's integrated in that VR headset, and it's supposed to be like the top line. I want to say they're already out, if I'm not mistaken, but dude, it's crazy to the point where it's something that you would see off of a futuristic movie. They actually have it, and it's at your low price of like, I think $2,999, I think, or like that. So 3 racks.
At that point, like what the science is behind it, because it's like at that point you might as well just like make it read your thoughts.
Yeah,
and just write down whatever you're thinking. You're just like, just think out your paper and
dude,
put it all down.
Dude, you're ready. Okay, so check this out. You're ready to be mind blown. Let me pull this little article with that. You're talking about reading your mind, bro. This was gonna rock your socks right here. So you ready for this?
Man, yeah.
Here's the title of this. All right.
Dark's making me.
Japanese researchers make device that can record and play back your dreams. So check this. Imagine being able to record and play back your dreams whenever you want. In Japan, they've already developed a device that would record and play back your actual dreams in a video sequence.
Oh, God.
This involves neuroimaging and, of course, artificial intelligence. We were just talking about.
My dreams would be really sad.
This tech captures neural activity, which is accompanied by the dream state, and translates them into a video/visual representation. Integration of the brain imaging with specific algorithms will be able to decode the visual content of our dreams. In Japan, they got that locked down. So, hey, you want to play your dream? What you dreamed last night? Let's see what you dreamed last night.
I don't know. I think there are some dreams. I'm not going to lie. There are some dreams that I wake up and I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't mind like kind of seeing the details of that.
Yeah, one. Like where does it end?
And I'm not even just saying like, I'm not saying it in a sick way, like, oh, when I have dreams, but like I'm just saying like there are some that are really interesting. Yeah. And then you wake up and you're like, oh, wow. You kind of remember what was going on, but don't remember it fully.
Yeah.
That's usually how I am. Right?
Yeah.
So it would be really interesting just on an average night. Like when you, let's say you don't even remember having a dream.
Yeah.
And you just wake up in the morning and then they scan you.
They scan you. And then you have like a 10-minute video.
Like on a TV. You come down and get to look up at your TV and it plays it on there, what you saw, like from your point of view, almost like first person.
Well, that's what it is.
That's crazy. No, I know that's insane. It's insane to think that's a thing,
bro. But it's like,
I don't know if I want to see those dreams.
Like, what is the
Me
purpose?
personally, I do not want to.
Like, what is the purpose? Like, of just the concept of dreaming, right? Like, what they say. I mean, you hear different things. People say if you're dreaming, that means you're really sleeping really well, or just in a deep sleep. Some people say it's stuff that could possibly happen in the future, or even they're saying it could be like deja vu in a sense. Where don't you ever have those moments? I mean, deja vu, right?
I do every now and then.
Like where you're like, wait. But have you ever had that one where you like it kind of like almost freaks you out, where you know like it was exactly what you have already seen before, and it actually happens, and you're just kind of like, wait, what the like you sit down, and then you just kind of like
it's
analyze
weird when
it.
it happens too, because like subconsciously you almost just forget it. Like even in the moment, you'll be like, oh damn, that's crazy, but then you won't even remember it. Like later on, like I feel like I've had that happen recently, but I don't even remember what it was. You know what I mean? Because you just kind of are like, oh no, that can't be. You know, just kind of switch it off. Yeah,
dude, it's insane, man. But no, back to the whole dreaming thing. It's man. I mean, anybody that wants to go to Japan and go sleep there and see if they can capture your dreams in that moment and replay it back for you when you wake up, go ahead, book your ticket to Japan. But they're doing that, brother.
I'm not gonna lie, that'd be sick. It'd be cool to do it
just to do it, right?
Yeah, that'd be wild.
What if it's a crazy one? They're like, we can't show you this. They're all freaked out themselves.
Like the person administering the test to you is like some hot chick, and they're like, hey, we can't put this on the screen. The thoughts. You're like, dude, I'm sorry for thinking those things. I don't remember thinking them, but I apologize.
Right.
You get thrown out of Japan.
Saying sorry right before that. I'm sorry, whatever comes. You know
exiled from Japan just for your thoughts.
That's crazy, bro. Oh my God. Oh wait, what were we talking about originally? How did we get to this
talking about the AI.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. But on the sports tape, just to jump back into that. So. Yeah, we got to make a UE on this one. We got to be a F1.
Well, NASCAR, it actually.
NASCAR.
Go in a circle.
You've never been in NASCAR, right?
No, I was like,
dude, it's super loud. From what people say, that's like.
I heard pretty much though that you just turn that sound up on your TV. Yeah. Just turn it up to 100, and then you're out. You're pretty
really.
Just kidding. You're just pretty much there, dude. You know.
Just pop up with some freaking some Budweiser.
Turn a couple industrial sized fans on in the corner.
Just blowing super hard.
Just have them rotating.
There's that meme that I saw. So this was during the hot weather where they bought like those huge fans and put in the roof. Those like the ones where they put in the construction companies,
like blowing the paint off the wall. We have them at the B word.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. It's crazy to think though how that dude. Yeah, it would be like a hurricane in your room, right? So there's something else too that came up on my radar that I actually want to talk to you about. This happened. I would say I'm gonna try to remember to see what year this happened in. 2019.
Okay.
Remember the flight that went missing, MH370, when it disappeared? Vaguely. So from your,
I think there's a Netflix special on it.
There is a Netflix special. I want to watch it, but I did. So this came up again as of recent.
Okay.
From your recollection, what are the craziest theories that you've heard personally from that you're aware of what happened to it?
I've heard it was shot down.
Okay, shot down. Yes.
Shot down. I've heard that there was like some sort of terrorist attack. And then I've heard that it just crashed and exploded into so many pieces that they couldn't find
it.
Any pieces. Yeah.
Okay. So this one, there's a new theory out there right now. It got rekindled. There's a gentleman out there really pressing forward with all this new supposed evidence that came out in regards of this missing plane. And I want to see what you think about this and just kind of your thoughts on this, all right? And I thought this was really interesting too because it just came up again, thinking that they already closed that book on what happened within that incident. But I want you to see what you think. So it's been 9 years since the tragic and strange disappearance of flight MH370. So just so we can recap, the incident happened from a flight that departed from Kuala Lumpur on March 8th, 2014 at around 12:45 a.m. Their local time. So it was scheduled to arrive in Beijing, China. So far from what it seemed, everything around that time when this was happening, everything was according to plan. The plane, which was a Boeing 777, began its flight flying towards Vietnam across the South China Sea. So the main pilot, which was Zahiri Ahmad Saha, was the pilot in command. And of course, the last words they heard from that plane was "Good night, Malaysia 370." After about a minute and a half later, they lost all radar contact with the plane. Let's fast forward. 9 years later, we still have no clue what really happened to Flight 370. Now there's some clues to what happened after they claimed they lost all complete contact. A British company called Inmarsat stated that the plane was electronically speaking to one of their satellites. But what's unfortunate about this is that their data wasn't able to ping out their actual GPS location. One of the theories suggested that, so this is aside from the satellites catching, pinging the plane, but so some of the theories they're saying that Zahiri had taken the plane on flight MH370 on a suicide flight. And the reason behind that was too, because I think in 2016, they actually went to his house and they found a flight simulator and they actually found the same coordinates that he flew the plane and how it was going that day that thing happened. But it's like, it's kind of hard to say that's a piece of evidence because what if he was just practicing, just him flying? See what I'm saying?
Right.
But it was kind of like, why would, it was a weird thing that they found it like that, right?
Right.
So another theory was that the plane was hijacked by 3 onboard Russian passengers who were seated near an electrical hatch. So pretty much that theory they were saying that they jacked that plane by hacking into the computers, and then they misdirected it and flew it into Russia. So that's another theory that's when it got shot down, because at the time I think Russia was invading Crimea, I believe, and they shot it down because they were thinking it was like a unidentified plane going into their jurisdiction. So there's another theory that's going to leave you kind of like, wait, what the hell, right? So there are 2 videos that were released, which was shot. One was shot in FLIR, forward-looking infrared, from a U.S. military UAV, and another one from a satellite. Both show what they claim was Flight 370 vanishing into a portal. And this video came out, I don't know, I don't remember the exact year, but somebody randomly, these 2 videos released that same year this happened, not too long after it happened. Somebody mysteriously uploaded these videos. And nobody knew who uploaded them or what. And just to describe the videos, and it's out there, I'll try to find and plug in the ones that are unedited, because there's some edited versions going out that they're kind of like, altering and making them seem like different from what it originally appeared. Crazier. Yeah. So, but in the video, it shows this plane kind of curving out, and you see these 3 orbs following it. And it was like kind of like circling it. And before you know it, these orbs started flying quicker and quicker, and the plane just disappears. Wow. So it's like the mystery first, who would upload these videos and why? And even till today, supposedly what they're saying is they can't even say that these videos are faked or fake CGI. So they can't say it's fake because like of all these little things. So just to kind of end off this topic. So it vanished into a portal after it was intercepted by 3 orb-like UAPs. These videos were recently uploaded in 2014 shortly after MH370's disappearance. Recently, the topic was resurfaced, which is now being talked about. There's a huge debate regarding that the videos, if they are even real or they're truly fake CGI. Ashton Forbes is the person who's actually going into this heavy that, talking about this new theory about the disappearance of flight MH370. And he's the one that's like, I've seen him on a podcast talk about this like in brief detail. And the person that was actually hosting the podcast was trying to play devil's advocate and said that he has a few buddies that are into CGI. They work for, I think they have like this CGI company that, they're really well familiar with stuff. They're pros at what they do. And they were debunking a lot of the stuff, but this dude was coming back with a lot of stuff saying, well, they're not, like something about the clouds that they weren't moving, but they were, because I guess the satellite images that were capturing these clouds moving, they weren't capturing them in real time to where like it's an actual camera, like this camera's filming us, like it's seeing us, like it'll play back and replay how we're actually moving and functioning, and that those satellites weren't really built to really mimic what happened when those clouds when they were moving, but you can see them that they were moving at a slow pace. So he was saying all this stuff, and pretty much it's like a back and forth in debating if it's real or if it's fake. But so far, it's got a lot of following. A lot of people are now talking about it, like talking about this video and reposting it everywhere, like, showing that these mysterious 3 orbs were following this plane and they just disappeared.
That's wild.
Dude, I'm like, what? And it's Aliens? Crazy. Well, it's crazy to think, though. Obviously this goes with the hype because of the topics of UAPs and all that, right? But I mean, it's been what is it, like 9 or 8 years after this happened, and we really got no indication. I think they really, even in the new documentary, they briefly spoke about it in this article that I was reading, that they really can't say 100% like what they think really happened. They say it crashed into the ocean, but even if it crashed into the ocean, we would at least find some actual like real evidence of like plane debris that actually came from that plane, and we haven't found it.
Wild,
dude. It's crazy. But I mean, then again, dude, the ocean's so massive, bro. Like, I mean, wouldn't that stuff just really like? I mean, what could really float unless that plane really just dove from that high like altitude and it just dove straight in? Right. I think it would disintegrate underground. I mean, underneath the ocean, it's like, would it even have any time to even go back up or what?
Right.
Like, I don't know. See, I'm not really an expert in that, but it's wild to think that till this day we don't really know what happened.
Wild.
You're right. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah,
it's unfortunate, man. It sucks, man.
I'm gonna have to watch the special on Netflix.
Yeah,
and kind of dive into it. But I know that they have. It's really interesting that you said that into the portal, because I think that there's a show on Netflix and it's called Manifest. Oh. And so what it's about is it's a missing flight. They go missing and they hit some sort of like lightning strikes, something crazy happens, and when they land, it's 9 years later.
What? So wait, I'm sure there's a story, right?
It's called Manifest.
But is this like a? No, I'm not sure. It's
not based on a true story. It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be just like a drama, like fiction story, like a sci-fi story. But it's kind of crazy, like how it lines up.
Yeah.
Like, right?
Dude, I mean, there is a theory out there saying that there are alternate dimensions and that we're one of them, and that there is another version of you and me out there somewhere, in a different in a different supposedly time.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think about that theory in general? Just like,
I believe it.
You believe it?
I believe it. I mean, we're just, because there's like, just look at us on a map, like the galaxies and solar systems and all the different. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if there was some alternate universe where, you know.
I mean, dude, it's just the fact
where like you made decisions in a certain way. Like certain things, like everyone made decisions that served them in different ways. Yeah. Maybe. And then their lives all turned out differently. Like, I think that's possible. Bro. I don't think there's any way for us to ever find that out. But
it's one of those things where, like, if I think about it too much, it freaks me out. Like, to think that there's like.
That's why people think we're in a simulation.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Yeah.
That this isn't real.
Because it's all different. Like every realm of existence.
Yeah.
It's just a simulation of what would happen, of what, you know.
Dude,
what choices would lead you to what?
Yeah, right.
That's what Jim Carrey always says. He's kind of nuts, but he does always say that.
He's an interesting dude, though.
He really is. Super smart. Yeah. Super nice guy. Damn. I mean, I haven't met the dude, but he just seems like such a really
low-key, genuine dude, you know. Canadian, too. So all Canadian people are super nice, too, man. Right. I mean, from what my experience being there in Vancouver, super nice people. Yeah. But, yeah, man, it's that theory about alternate versions of ourselves, you know, just in the grand scheme of things, just to say, like, you know, aside from the UFOs, UAP shit, I really honestly think there's got to be life somewhere out there. There has to be. To think, like, in our minds that we're the only living things living and existing here, it's crazy to me. I don't think so. No. I don't think so.
I mean, like I said, it's the same thing, right?
Yeah.
We're just a dot. We're like a
grain of sand. Yeah, exactly what I was saying.
A grain of sand on any beach. On the biggest beach in the world, right? It's crazy.
Oh, man. And there was that, I don't know, I might butcher this one, but they were also talking about Einstein, talking about these wormholes and what's on the other side, that there could be like a different universe within that wormhole. It pulls you somewhere else. It's not like it doesn't, I mean, you'll probably be disintegrated because it's supposed to like pretty much tarnish anything that goes in there. But if something were to make it out the other side, you'd be completely somewhere else, like in a different part of the universe, galaxy. It's like, bro, like, I mean, if we want to talk about the unexplored, that itself is kind of one of those things where, like, we're really trying to go out to space, yo. Like, Elon Musk is really legitimately trying to, like, have us go colonize a different planet, go to Mars and all that. I'm like, dude, that's crazy. So I don't know if I want to be one of those people, bro. I don't
Speaking of Elon Musk, did you see the video they did with the Porsche the other day?
Porsche.
So they took the Cybertruck.
Oh, dude, that thing's sweet looking.
So they took the Cybertruck and they took a Porsche GT. I forget whatever model it was.
Raced it, right?
Raced it, towing the Porsche.
Oh,
the
really?
Actual Porsche fired up, right?
Yeah.
And they put another Porsche, the one that it was racing, in a trailer.
What?
Behind the truck, and the truck beat the Porsche.
Dude,
towing the trailer with the Porsche in it.
I want to say the speed on that thing is 0 to 60 in 2.6 seconds.
It was 2.6. It did a quarter mile in 2.6. Quarter mile, 2.6.
That's crazy, man.
With a Porsche in a trailer.
Impressive or not?
That's crazy.
That's great.
I mean, to beat a Porsche, like the Porsche. I was actually so I've been getting into F1 for like the last few years, right?
Oh yeah.
And so I've always wondered why Porsche isn't in F1.
Okay.
And something that I found out is that a lot of these companies and car companies that are in F1, they're in F1 because that's how they sell stuff. They sell their cars based off the hype off of F1 and the performance of their F1 cars. So like Ferrari, like a lot of their prestige comes from the fact that they race in F1. So someone will be like, "Oh, that's the F1, like it's got like F1 engineering and like all that kind of stuff in it, right?" Well, Porsche is just so amazing, and it wins the Le Mans, the whatever you call it, like basically the longest race, right?
Yeah.
The enduro race. They win it a lot. And so apparently that's the only race they do because their car sells itself.
Interesting.
Yeah. Like McLaren and all that, they're all built off of hype off of F1.
Wow. I never knew that.
Yeah. And Porsche doesn't even need to. They don't even need to put their car in there because it sells anyway. It sells itself.
Yeah, that's when you know you're balling. Like to say it's so dope, it sells itself.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And that's kind of how that's kind of how Tesla is now too.
Dude, I mean, I would definitely mind getting one, but that Cybertruck looks pretty. It just looks so like it's something like when they first previewed that thing.
Yeah.
What the hell is this?
I live in a pretty, around a decent area. Right?
Yeah.
And so like when I pulled out the other day to go to the dog park down the street, I drove by and there was literally 9 Teslas in a row that drove by. Like, I don't know. It's a small one, the Model S.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Like 2 of those drove by. And then the one with the Lambo doors, 2 of those drove by.
Yeah.
And then the one in front of me was the Model S.
Yeah.
And then 2 more of them drove by. They were literally all in a row. All of them were white and red.
Dude.
Isn't that crazy?
Dude, they're sick looking cars, man. Like I said, down the road, I definitely wouldn't mind getting the SUV one. I think that's the one with the butterfly doors.
And then you got a couple of Priuses driving around. There, dude. It's like everything's like either hybrid or electric.
Eco-friendly, baby. That's what we're moving towards, man. I mean, they're gonna make it.
I wouldn't mind plugging in instead of a gas bill.
Right. Yeah, for sure, man. Dude, all aside though, Elon Musk is a G, bro. His speech where he was talking about how he's not going to be blackmailed and pretty much give the middle finger to everybody that's trying to pull out from advertising on his platform X. It's such a G move, bro.
Dude, he needs to be careful, dude, because I'm surprised people haven't killed him yet.
Oh, don't say
because
that,
don't
put it in the air,
because
man.
think about it. The gasoline, like oil industry.
Oh, for sure. Oh, 100%.
There are thousands of billionaires probably that are made from oil.
For sure.
And that's why it's around still. Yeah. It's not because we need it. Like, we have the technology to get rid of that years ago.
Oh, for sure.
Years and years before, maybe even when we were like just being born. I mean, honestly, that's why I think that the UFO thing, like we've talked in the past, it's not about the aliens. It's not about us. We know there's aliens.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that. Yeah. Like, nobody's scared of that. They don't want to tell us about the technology that came with
the UFOs.
Yeah. Anti-grav.
Yeah, anti-grav, yep.
You basically at that point,
it would change everything. It would change the way we live.
And if they're not running on fuel either. They're not running any of those things
free
on
energy.
Fuel. It's free
everything.
So not only oil, then you're talking electricity, right?
Gas,
water, everything.
Yeah.
Free.
Yeah, man.
That's why they say that, like with Bob Lazard,
he
says that they have the technology to where you could take literally a tackle box, the size of the size of a freaking fishing tackle box at each house, stick it in there and hook it all up, and you'd have free power, free water, free everything. But they know that's why it just runs the whole economy.
Definitely. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's all about money, bro. Ultimately, in the end, they're just trying to control everything in regarding just how they're going to make money, how they're going to stay profitable, and eliminate any threat that, might come their way, dude. Pull that away from them. Yeah. And it sucks.
No, everything's about money.
It's crazy, man. Yeah, you're right. I mean, that's one thing too that I low-key think about, but I'm like, please. I just hope that Elon Musk is just, he has heavy security, he's set, but he's cutthroat, man. I mean, he's just giving the middle finger to all these dudes and saying, screw it, I don't need your money.
Like, well, and just an example, this is super random, but like on the sports topic, like think about how far left the ESPN and ABC have been.
Okay.
Just how like pro Biden, just very, very Democratic, right?
Yeah.
Like almost wouldn't even mention anything about Republican. And honestly, I think a few years back, they wouldn't even mention gambling. Wouldn't even mention gambling. Like they wouldn't talk. They'd be like, oh, they're the favorites. Like they wouldn't even, they wouldn't say anything about like, oh, MGM in Vegas has them at a -6.5. And then the over under is 47.5. Like, dude, ESPN 5 years later, after like refusing to even mention betting or anything, now has their own betting company.
Isn't it crazy?
And their broadcast over the last 2 years has been heavily centered on gambling. So like they have a guy that literally is hired. Oh, the bets of the day here. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. Here, Jim Ross, whoever the hell it is, just some random dude with a shiny forehead comes on and says like 5 picks of the day. They're all wrong because they want you to get on there and bet on their app. So now they used to do DraftKings. They're like, oh, DraftKings, blah, 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 blah. Well, now they have one called ESPN Bet. And it's in the center of every single time you go to ESPN.
Eliminate the competition, bro.
ESPN Bet.
Yeah.
So
that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to yank the cord out of all these dudes. They want, dude.
Now everyone thinks betting's okay. So now it's like ESPN's owned by Disney, right?
Yeah.
That's what's crazy about it, right? So Disney is running a casino.
Hey, but they don't want to put their advertisements on X because they don't see him, they don't see it. They use some stupid excuse about how like it's not something that would help them in their way or direction. I'm like, what?
Dude, I guarantee you now,
bro.
Guaranteed now what's going to happen. ESPN Bet now in California, technically they're going to be allowed to. I don't know the gambling laws in California, but ESPN Zone right outside of Disneyland, you're going to be able to go place bets there where little kids go.
Yeah.
Like okay, so we're gonna walk around Disneyland, like having little kiosks where you can go place bets, and
you're watching a game on your phone.
Have a little bar in the corner where all the degenerates sit while their families walk around,
trying to have family time. But dad's over there spending thousands of bucks on vacation money.
He's over there sweating on an 8-leg parlay.
I don't know how we're gonna get home, honey. I already dropped like $2,000.
Buying $38 12-ounce margaritas.
Oh, bro, you're calling it out like it is, man. Yeah. That is wild, dude. Okay.
So what's really funny about the sports betting thing, they've been doing this thing lately in ESPN. So since they have a betting company now, or betting service, they've been highlighting the crowd, like when an over under covers. Yeah. Isn't that interesting? So now what they're publicizing the betting part. So they're like, oh, so for instance, so last night, I'm trying to think. So Duncan Robinson on the Miami Heat. Okay. His over-under was 15.5 on points. I didn't know this. The only reason why I knew this is because I saw the clip, right? Yeah. ESPN had it. They're like, oh, these guys must have had the over. These guys must have had the over on Duncan Robinson's prop points. Check it out when he hit these 2 free throws. Because he's at 14 points. He's at 14 points. They're like, oh, he hits the first one. And then he hits the second one. And the guys are like, yeah. And they high five each other.
Just react, getting the crowd involved type.
So that's the new thing now with ESPN. Word. Now, since they have their betting, now they're showing people like, oh, look, those guys definitely bet.
Look how betting can be fun with the family.
Yeah. And that's sweat, dude. Can you imagine sitting 5th row at an NBA game? Let's say, I'm assuming since if you're buying those type of tickets, those are a couple thousand each. So you're probably got thousands riding on whatever bet you have. Yeah. You're sweating that on like a $10,000 seats. You can't even enjoy it. You're waiting until the last second. The other team's winning by like 8 points, and you have to wait for this random player to hit 2 points for you to finally enjoy yourself.
It's almost like you take the enjoyment of just being at the game, like if it's with your family, with your buddies, with your son, daughter, whatever, focus on money.
I mean,
crazy. Bro.
Yeah, because you can't really focus. Like if you have like a lot of money, that's why my thing is I totally support like putting $10, $20, and if you can afford it, that 10 or 20 for me might be like 200 for you or 300 or whatever. But like, don't put your rent down or your mortgage. Like you're gonna be your car payment up. Yeah, like I see these crazy comments. I know people are just trolling probably, but like, there's this Action Network Instagram that I follow, and they show all these bad beats and stuff. And people are like, "Oh, you're not living until you put your rent down." And I'm like, "Yo, I'm never doing." But you're not living until you put your car payment, your rent down, and your child support. Like that type of
just drain your retirement.
Oh, dude, I might be making a trip to the Ballard Bridge after that. We have to wrap up.
It's not funny because of that. I'm not laughing at that. It's just the fact that
suicide's no joke. But I'm just saying, it's just
it's about taking out your
I would never do it. Money is money. It comes and goes.
Yeah.
we do our best to not throw it in a trash can.
Exactly. Gamble responsibly, definitely.
Yeah, hit the gambling addiction line. You know, we'll drop that number
We'll definitely
in the comments
right here. We'll point it down
just in case you guys are hurting on some $3-4 parlays that you got.
There's some $3-4 parlays out there.
I think you can bet like $1. I've never done it.
I
I need to see some return. You know.
Yeah.
I can't see. That's the problem though.
Go big or go home type.
Is that
right?
Okay? Let's say,
not too big, but just big enough.
But this is the thing that people need to understand responsibly, right?
Yeah.
Let's say you take 100. Okay, you're okay with losing 100, but don't lose it just because you're okay with losing it.
Yeah.
Like be smart about it, right? Don't just every week go and put a $10 on a 12 leg and a 25 on a 5. Like get a couple definite wins, right?
Yeah.
Let's say instead of 100, take 200. So take 200, take 100 and bet it on something that is close to even money that you're pretty positive is going to turn out on your end.
Yeah.
So that way you cover the rest of your bets.
Okay.
You cover the rest of your bets. Either that or you lose double.
Okay.
So we try not to lose double because then you sit out. You sit out a week and come back stronger.
We don't go down gambling, obviously. You know, we're just going off by experience with my boy here.
Yeah,
he likes to bet on his parlay, so take it as you will.
But
so
just remember,
the choice is yours.
Take your licks when you can. Take a couple of them.
There you go.
Just take one or two. Just put a little bit on.
That's the mantra.
A little spice. But don't do it on the Seahawks.
Dice it with a little bit.
Don't bet on the Seahawks.
Oh, there you go. No,
unless you're betting on the points.
Right. Yeah, definitely. There you go. Just definitely like points. Not the
spread,
wins.
Maybe spread.
Because
plus 9.5, we might take that. You know?
We definitely need to do one where like we need to strap you on with like a live video cam and just maybe if we can get you on the live on the page, you know,
hey, man, watching the game or something.
Yeah, watching the game.
Watch the game. Get on the keyboard.
Maybe on the Super Bowl we'll try to link up for that.
Dude, we should just try to do it for the Eagles game maybe on Monday Night Football.
Well, we'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can do. Yeah, we'll see what we can do definitely. Yeah, but I definitely talked about also next year because we're fans of boxing, right?
Oh,
next year, obviously the big fight. Just to end it off with this, Canelo versus Benavidez. That's like the Cinco de Mayo. That's the fight people want to see. It's gonna be a mega fight. So we can even talk about. But I wouldn't mind betting on that. That one I would want to bet on it. Yeah, I would definitely want to bet on that. So yeah, we might do something though in that regards to just live streaming, just us, having a good time.
Honestly, man, there's some UFC fights coming up too.
For sure,
the same exact thing.
Okay,
I actually think there might even be one on right now. Shit, you want to turn it on? It starts in about 40
Start betting
minutes.
right now.
I'm not even joking you, bro. I think it starts in like 40 minutes.
Oh, man.
Isn't that hilarious?
That's
UFC
crazy.
tonight.
So the opportunity is there, people, for you to bet. Start small, don't go big. But again, we do not condone gambling. Do it at your own risk and just gamble responsibly for sure. But brother, it was a good episode, bro. Like always, brother. Like always, it was a good episode. It's always good to link up with you and just chit chat. And definitely, we got some awesome stuff in the way. We don't want to talk about our special guests. I know I brought it up kind of vaguely. I think I posted a story talking about it. Our upcoming guest here soon.
Oh,
Well, you want to talk about? Want to say it? Who is it?
Would you
want to talk about it? You're the one
it's my homie, but we don't have a set date yet.
Okay.
But it's Walter Jones' son, Walterius Jones. So he's
Big 71.
He's over there trying to do his own thing also and start his and get some traction with his podcast. So and a lot of that has to do with like mental health. And just like the journey of just being a man. In this day and age. And that's something I really get behind, man, because he's younger and I kind of look at it like I'm almost like his uncle.
Yeah.
Take care of the
Uncle Bradley,
boy,
Uncle B Red.
show him the ropes of the podcasting game.
Okay.
So you just short. Stay tuned. I would say within the next month and a half, we're probably gonna link up. And like I said, he's the homie. So
for sure,
a normal conversation.
It'll be definitely a good time.
And we're gonna be really focused on trying to get to know him.
For sure.
And Walter, he's the football player. Maybe we might talk to him one day. But, we're really, really trying to just check up on the homie and
for sure. No, definitely. So, I mean, with this podcast, we just like I always say, we talk to many different people from all walks of life, and he just seems like a cool guy. We'll have to have him slide through the palace here, and we'll chop it up, and we'll definitely provide some good content for the people to enjoy watching our videos or listening to it. But definitely, we're gonna sign off. So as always, like we always end off every episode, if you haven't followed us us on our Instagram page, go do so. Beyond Expedition Podcast. There's a link provided for you in our bio that'll take you everywhere on our YouTube page, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, you name it, all major streaming platforms. But that's it for this one. We're going to sign out. Take care, everybody. We'll catch you on the next one.
Hey, I just wanted to say I'm gonna be back more often.
Definitely.
So I know I've been kind of MIA lately.
Yeah.
I will be back next time.
There we go. So till then, we'll catch you on the next one.
Later.
Peace.